shine.
Action!
Hi, my name is Sahana. In my YouTube series, Time to Shine, I set out on a mission to spotlight different experiences and perspectives of people of all ages to inspire you, my audience, to dig deeper and find your true calling in life. I'm happy to welcome Mr. Dan Lakis, our first guest on my series, Time to Shine. He is the co-founder of Astra Nova School and vice principal and founding teacher of Ad Astra School. For those who don't know, Ad Astra is an experimental school on the campus of SpaceX where Elon Musk's kids studied. Dan, thank you for joining us today. It's your time to shine. Let's start with some questions about you. So, which school did you go to, and how did that have an impact on your decision to become an educator?
So, yeah, I grew up in kind of a smaller town in Northwest Ohio called Perrysburg, and then I went to the local high schools there, and then went to Miami of Ohio in southwestern Ohio. For my 4-year degree in finance, French, and international business. It's there that I met Mr. Don, who is the founder of Ad Astra and Astra Nova. Then I went to work. I was a consultant for 4 years, and finally went to University of California, San Diego for my graduate degree in economics before jumping over to start the school.
Interesting. Fun memories from your days in school?
You know, yeah, I think each one was kind of a different part of my life, right? High school, I was, in my teens, and then early 20s in college, and then graduate school was late 20s or mid 20s. So each one was a different kind of chapter, but yeah, I have fond memories of all of them. In graduate school, was really great to find intellectual peers, people. So it was a graduate school in economics, so it was really great to find people who were wanting to take that seriously in that space, but also being from Ohio, living in San Diego for 2 years was a real joy to be right next to the ocean and to be in California. So that was amazing.
That's pretty amazing. Yeah, I'm sure you had many great moments as a teacher. Can you share one with us?
Yeah, I'd say the thing that brings me the most joy about teaching isn't a single moment. It's the overarching development and watching students thrive over. It's sometimes not just a split moment. There've been some really big highlights. We've some events that I can think back on. We do one in particular that I'm always really proud about is called Symposium. It's at the end of every year, and all of our graduating students take on a passion project. And the passion project is kind of whatever they want to go into, of course, is what we encourage them to go into, but the overarching goal is that they contribute something to the field. So if a student wanted to study, one student in the past did, I think it's called splicing, but putting two citrus fruits together or peppers together, right? You can mix the two peppers. They did that, but they grew it on their own, so they were able to contribute something, and they tried to mix two different peppers that had never been mixed before. Or a student will make a contraption or some sort of solve some engineering problem. One student made a row counter, so they were a rower, and they made a gyroscope, something that measured all of the axes of movement for the row, for each row, and then they were able to analyze the row through that. So they take on some feat and then they bring it to completion. I'm always amazed by what students are able to produce during Symposium.
That's really interesting. What are some of your most embarrassing teaching moments that you're willing to share with us?
Yeah, this is one where I wondered what we should share, but historically we've had a event called the Bazaar, where we have students buy and sell things that they make. Right? We have an in-school currency. It's called the Astra, and you can buy and sell things with Astras. One thing that we auctioned off one year was Mr. Don and I at the second location of the school had a pool. So we auctioned off us jumping in the pool with all of our clothes on. So that was one kind of embarrassing one. We have a video of it that I can remember. We also auctioned off, and this one was pretty embarrassing, was me dancing to a song of the choice of one of the students, which was very hilarious and embarrassing, but also really, really fun. In those early years, we want to make school a place that is really fun and enjoyable, but also that they don't really know what's coming. And I've always had a lot of fun kind of playing in that and having fun with the kids. So those are two that come to mind that I think of as embarrassing.
Yeah, that must have been super fun. Yeah. What would students be most surprised to find about you? Like something that is interesting that they probably don't know.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I love being outside. One thing I used to do when I was in college and a little bit after was rock climb. So I was like very into going outside and doing multi-pitch rock climbs. So I don't think the students know. They know I love being outside, but I don't think they know that I used to, climb the vertical rock faces and get as high as I could, which is, I think they'd be surprised to hear that. Thinking of me like 500 feet above Yosemite and hanging there by a little rope.
Yeah. So does that mean that that you like enjoy hiking? Is that?
Love hiking. Yeah. And lately I've been to climb requires a ton of training. To hike, not as much. So I've been much more into just walking around. But being outside for me is one of my favorite things to do, which is honestly one of my favorite parts about California. And as I moved out here, why I didn't want to go back to Ohio. There are not as epic of mountains, right? And then the lake doesn't really compare to the ocean.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy spending times outdoors. I love camping and hiking as well.
Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to check out the rest of the interview on my channel. Bye!